Michelle, all churches in Nakuru town are under lock and key. We've been doing spot checks in the whole of the town, and all the denominations, all the churches that actually just congregate on Sundays to just conduct their masses have remained closed for the better part of this Sunday day. And so remember that even if they are closed for the congregants, but their leaders, of course, the pastors, the apostles, have been conducting the masses right inside the churches, but now just broadcasting it live on the various social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube channels. And so here at the Kingdom Seekers Fellowship here, this is where we actually just are doing our interviews here. And remember that we've also been talking to other pastors and apostles. And you can see behind me, this is a church that really holds 8,000 people here on each Sunday, where they follow their masses here. They normally congregate here on Sundays. And so we've been talking to the apostle here, John Kimani, who was just telling us, talking to us and just telling us that, yes, the directive from the government is that they do not congregate because, of course, remember that the church has been accused of being a weak link in ensuring that the chain of infection of the virus is just broken. But they're now coming out as one of the strongest links in the country. And so we're just engaging here the apostle here of this Kingdom Seekers Fellowship here to just tell us, maybe Apostle, karibu sana, tell us how you're now breaking from the norm, because normally these churches normally packed to the full. You remember they've told me that you have another church for the children that accommodates 2,000 congregants, of course the children. But tell us, how have your congregants received this message? The church has been accused of being a weak link in this fight against the coronavirus spreading. Tell us how you found it. Is it now, the situation, is it different from the norm, or the congregants have received it well?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Number one, we want to appreciate what our government is doing because of the COVID-19. It's not just a battle for the government or for one person. It is a battle for all of us. And after complying what the government said from this Sunday, although last Sunday we had our services, what we try to do is the space. We spaced our members because we have an overflow hall. But today we had none of our members coming. We gave instruction even at the gate that they should not be around to come into the church. They should go and watch the service on TV, listen on radio, and watch on the social media platforms. And from the responses I have seen is that people are responding because they know it is for their own safety. You know, in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 4, when the devil was testing Jesus, he told them, you throw yourself, because God has said, you send an angel to protect you. But you know that is a lie, because the Bible says in Psalms 19 that God is going to send an angel to protect you when you are in danger. So you should not test God. So if there is something you are supposed to do to protect yourself, you should do it. But Jesus could not just throw himself so that God can send his angel to protect him. So you cannot voluntarily go into trouble so that God is going to protect you. You're supposed to take the necessary measures, you do what you are supposed to do, and then God is going to do the rest. And that is what we are doing as a church.
Mm-hmm. As the church, you've been accused in the past, of course, of being a weak link in this fight. But we've seen virtually all churches are now coming up and just telling their congregants. Of course, when you tell your congregants to stay at home, they will heed to that. And so we've seen other groups now defying this order. What do you tell of them? Because remember that now during this time of the curfew, it's only being implemented during the night. That's between 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. But during the day, it's quite difficult to just control the masses and also, of course, the public from gathering, because we've seen that they're now coming from the churches and congregating outside in the fields. What do you tell them?
I would not like to agree that the churches are weak link. Remember, this is something that is developing. Some of us in a lifetime, we have had never an experience of a curfew. It is for the first time we are seeing a curfew, and it's very unfortunate what we saw happening the day before yesterday. To me, I felt for the people who are being beaten. And I think to me is a call for all of us, especially this time, because there's a battle for all of us to help the needy, because they need our support from the church, from the government, from the people who are well up. We should be able to support our needy community so that they can also be able to comply with the regulations. Okay, let me go back, that the church is not a weak link. Remember, this is something that is developing. and we are enforcing regulation through the Minister of Cabinet Secretary of Health day by day. And so last Sunday, it was not totally enforced that the churches should not gather. It is after Sunday that all the gatherings were stopped. So it's something that is moving on progressively, and we are complying progressively.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Well, Michelle, those are the sentiments from the stakeholders. You, of course, remember that the church, the accusations, now from the horse's mouth, they are saying they are not a weak link, because remember that last Sunday, it was not there was no curfew, there were no those directives that the masses should be suspended. But remember that these are just ending week. The directive was coming from the cabinet secretary that now the masses, the Sunday congregations should now be stopped. And so the churches are now heeding. And so all the churches here, virtually all the churches that we visited this morning on this Sunday have remained ghost places here, deserted. The churches are now deserted. But remember that they are saying they will not be stopping the masses. What they are only stopping is the physical congregation, but they will be conducting their masses online so that their congregants can just continue being nourished spiritually. But Michelle, it is a story that we're still keeping an eye to just see as to how the congregants are now responding to it.
Many thanks, Salah Chandler, right there from Nakuru County. Many churches heeding to the government's directive to avoid social gatherings. We'll take a short break here.